Hello world, my name's Dave. I've been in Japan now for about call it around like 4 months.
That is my oldest friend, Drew. We grew up together, West Coast, Vancouver Island, and from the day we met, we were pretty much inseparable. That is, until he turned 8 years old and his family moved to Japan because they'd found work there. I really wanted to know where my best friend had went to, and so I started to learn about it. There was no internet at that time, so it wasn't like we were going to stay in touch, so my research regarding the culture and the geography was a way for me to still stay connected to my friend. And when you're young, life is extra magical. I had the privilege of my parents reading a lot to me, both my mom and my dad, and aside from the books that they read to me and the books that I read myself, I had never encountered something so fascinating as what I read in the pages of books concerning this amazing country so different than my own. And even then, I knew that I might like to follow in my friend's footsteps and go there one day. So Drew lived there for a couple of years, but then returned. And at that time, we had the conversation where he got to recount to me, imbued with all the incredible experiences he had, his new perspective on life. I couldn't believe this new language that he spoke sounded so beautiful. The places that he'd seen sounded so alien but interesting. And I divulged. I said, I definitely want to go there one day. I have a dream, man, that maybe one day we could get over there and maybe have a beer. We'll meet up. That'll be the miracle. And we both laughed about it. Who knows if it was ever going to happen. So in university, I focused on this goal and I got a degree in Eastern history, focusing on Japan, Korea, China. But as will happen when you go to university, I met a girl, and I'd had relationships in the past, but none so significant as this. I fell hard, I fell stupidly in love. I think we both did for each other, and we loved as I think only naive, stupid young people can love, which is with complete abandon and disregard for your senses. It's a great thing, not really repeatable. But after about 3 years, that relationship came to an end, and I was a bit lost because I put this whole dream on hold to go over to Japan. I invested everything into this white picket fence. I thought that's the way it was going to be, and I was paralyzed afterwards to know what to do. I thought, well, now it's too late for me to do that, but I don't know if I believe in this white picket fence thing anymore. What should I do? Luckily, I got a good friend like Drew, and when he was constantly going back and forth, he forever remained interlinked with Japan. One of the times he came back, it was him who reminded me, Dave, you had that dream. We were going to go over and we were going to meet in Japan and you were going to live there one day. Why don't you do that? Why don't you focus on that again? And as though woken from a dream, great idea. That's what I said. And it took me about a year to get together the funds, more than that actually. I couldn't afford it at first and I missed the application windows, but I would not be deterred. I continued to apply and I didn't care who I got hired by because I knew if I could just get a foot in the door, I would get over there and start to have all those amazing experiences I'd always dreamed of. And I did. I got hired by Interact, came over, and I could not, as what happens with time, imagine this not being the path that I had taken. And I'm so grateful to Drew for instilling in me that reminder that I could still do this. And now 5 years has passed, and as said at the beginning, still awkward, but having a lot of fun. So that covers how did I come, why did I come, but it is a big question, I think, for foreigners who come here. Why do I stay? And this is easier and shorter to recount than the beginning, which is to say, at a macro level, I've gained another world. I have this place entirely foreign in the best way from where I'm from, and I like being able to live between those two worlds. At the micro level, I can challenge myself in ways that are impossible unless you live in a foreign country, which is most specifically the language, but there's a number of them. In closing, I want to offer a few words of encouragement for anyone, whether self-inflicted or otherwise, were not able to come over and live and work in a foreign country. And that's to always remember our glory is not in never falling, it's in rising each time we do. So good luck.